What's up guys, this is Jamar Dawson from Remnant Outdoors, and I wanted to introduce a brand new series on the channel called Guns and Games. As the name suggests, I'll be selecting weapons from various video games and comparing them to their real life equivalents. I'll be playing and shooting most of these guns in a stock configuration for the most part. If I do add a red dot to the real version, I'll add an equivalent to the game. This should be really fun. Let's go ahead and get started. Today's gun is the AK47 from the game Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The AK47 is a legendary weapon designed in the former Soviet Union that combines the best traits from the American M1 Garand and the German STG-44, both spectacular tools of World War II. Designed to use an intermediate-sized cartridge that was controllable in fully automatic mode, the Russians chambered this gun in the hard-hitting yet low recoil 7.62 by 39mm. Over the last 70 years, the AK-47 variants have been used in nearly every major conflict because they're just cheap, rugged, and accurate enough within the ranges most urban battles take place at. With that, let's start with accuracy. In Modern Warfare, the AK is given a slightly above average accuracy rating statistic. At first, I thought this was a bit high, as AKs aren't particularly known as being precise weapons, but when I added a red dot to mine, I really got good results at around 50 yards or so. This is reflected pretty well in the game, as you'll see in these clips here. When you take the red dot off, however, target acquisition at long range is tough, which is similar to real life, as AK sights aren't the greatest iron sights in the world. At close ranges though, the AK is accurate enough for whatever you want to do with it when you need to do it. Because the damage for this gun is relatively high, touching your opponent a few times is usually enough to keep him down for the count. If you keep the gun in semi-automatic mode during the game, you'll get very decent results within team deathmatch conditions. As you can see in my real life example, the gun is surprisingly controllable even though you're shooting a .30 caliber round, so the game gets this right. Because the AK utilizes a piston system to cycle the action, that mass, when moving, creates a force moment due to the distance between it and its bore axis. This results in a slightly greater muzzle flip than an AR-15 style weapon, but even still, it's really not that bad in real life or in the game. However, when you put the gun in full automatic mode, you can really see just how challenging it is to stay on target. Now, I haven't shot an AK-47, like a real AK-47 that has that fully automatic feature, but as you'll see in this clip, it's not super easy to produce tight groups at ranges around 30 yards or so. In addition to its controllability being comparable during each firing mode, the gun in the game handles similar to how it does in real life. It actually feels a little bit clumsy, a little bit clunky, and it takes a bit of time to get a good sight picture. But one good look at it and you know that you have a battle-proven tool that's ready for action in the desert, the jungles, and everywhere in between. Realistic sounds is something that the folks at Infinity Ward, the company that produced Modern Warfare, have implemented into their games for years. They go to great lengths to recreate accurate sounds for the weapons in Modern Warfare by recording the sound of various guns being shot at different firing rates in a diverse array of locations. I'm not 100% sure if they recorded the sounds used for the weapon with an actual AK-47, however, they did a really good job in crafting a deep, snappy, and menacing sound of rounds being fired out of this gun. They also did a great job in recreating the fine details, like shouldering a weapon against your chest, time delays on the sounds from spent rounds hitting the ground, and even the clunk of bashing another player with your weapon. The inserting of a magazine and racking of a slide are also very true to how the gun sounds in real life. The AK is rated as a fairly damaging weapon in Call of Duty. In actual gameplay, it doesn't take a lot to take a player down, however, there are some situations that just are pretty unrealistic in my opinion. Obviously, this game isn't trying to be a real-life simulator where people bleed out just by getting hit in the arm by a 7.62 round. However, I've seen dudes take headshots and chest shots from the AK and just shrug it off like it was a BB gun or something. For the most part though, they do a good job of getting it right as far as damage goes with the AK, and it can reliably put down players even through walls and light cover. You may have heard that the 7.62 rounds turns cover into concealment in real life, and it pretty much does the same thing in the game. The The bottom line is that the AK is a pretty terrifying weapon in real life, and the game does a beautiful job replicating the damage dealt to those on the receiving end of the barrel. Overall, I think Infinity Ward did a pretty good job designing a video game version of the AK-47. It sounds like a monster, the recoil has to be considered when firing full auto, and it looks and handles similar to the real thing. The gun shines at close range encounters in the game, but it's also versatile enough to reach out and touch somebody during mid-range engagements also. After comparing the video game version and the real thing side by side, I can confidently say that Call of Duty got it right with the AK-47. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to see more, give me a thumbs up so I know that you liked it, and leave a comment on what gun you'd like to see me cover from your favorite video game. Take it easy, God bless, and as always, stay safe. Peace.